Are you ready to leap into action with the Super Retrievers? I'm Tommy Sanders here in Northfield, Minnesota at Oak Ridge Kennels, and we are definitely going to see some of the greatest retrievers in the world in action today as our second flight takes the hunt test to try to make it into the finals. We certainly had some spectacular moments from our first flight led by John Blackbird and his remarkable dog Moon. That is all coming up today, but right now our big airfield has been reduced to a field of 8, and I should say it's an elite 8. You had to jump about 20 feet to get into there. Right now the wind is blowing straight across the dock, as you can see, but they say it's going to start to become a headwind just shortly. So maybe the early jumps are the most important. We should start the action right now.
Our dogs are jumping today in Northfield, Minnesota in order to make it to Lake Placid, New York, the 2002 ESPN Great Outdoor Games. Our top 6 jumpers from among the group we see today will advance to the final 2 rounds of competition. When it is all over, the top dog will head to Lake Placid, and we are ready to go with today's competition. Tucker obviously has his own fan club. There he is right there, the black lab. Tom Dropping is his handler, and these two have been in the business a long time.
If he can channel about 10% of that enthusiasm, he should be able to jump completely over the lake.
Tucker's or Tom's enthusiasm?
Well,
they both got it.
I don't know who's more excited, Tom or Tucker.
They've both got what it takes, and they've been to the Great Outdoor Games before. Bronze medalists last year, 2001, at the ESPN Great Outdoor Games.
Only thing Tucker needs to do is get height. He gets a ton of speed, but he's just got to get some height.
We'll see many different methods employed today in order to get that dog moving on down that dock and get the launch underway. Tom dropped it, sort of goes down halfway, makes the toss, and there we go with Tucker.
Nice jump, just not a lot of height again. He's got to get up.
Tremendous speed. Their opening jump was 21:03, only 20:10 that time. Best jump for this pair was 19:09. Tom Zilkowski. Jed, the black lab.
There goes the tennis ball. And there goes Jed.
Jed, a good jump there. Going to probably see an improvement over the 20:05. Yes, sir, 20 feet and 10 inches.
Here we go, Tommy.
The crowd favorite here. No doubt about that. Mark Bratton, and this dog is Ruger. German wire-haired pointer, this pair from Duluth, Minnesota. You have got to check out the vertical ability of this dog. Now watch this.
Michael Jordan of dogs.
Fetch it up! Get it! Get it! Get it!
That is what we call big air. That's where the name comes from. That is Ruger right there, 20 feet, 10 inches on that jump there, and that's going to tie Ruger with 2 other dogs, including Tucker and Jed, for the lead in our first round of competition. Quickly, let's get over to our retriever trials.
Here we go with our first competitor from St. Bonifacius, Minnesota, Gary Amlickson and Lickety Split, our lone field trialer in today's flight.
Gary is retired from St. Bonifacius, Minnesota. Lick about 7 years old, 21 inches high at the withers, short dog, and that's why Gary's a little bit concerned about the longer marks.
Lick. He had a tough time at the line there. He's not used to handling the gun at the line, and I'm not real sure that he got solid marks there.
As you look at the first mark on our course, you can tell what's coming up today. Lots of water, lots of long retrieves. Justin, run this one down for it.
Tommy, the first mark comes out to the right at about 75 yards. Got a big swing to the left. You got that cheat mark over there, 88 yards. Swing back to the right for the go bird at 193. Fight off all that suction, push to the blind at about 220.
All right, the first mark is in the mouth, the lick there. 4 points. We are in a point system here. The more points you score, the worse off you are in this competition. And the points, well, different amounts of points are assessed for different attractions.
Exactly. You've got 5-point major deductions, 2-point minor deductions. Just like golf, low score wins. Again, I'm not sure that he saw all these marks. I think he's going to have to handle him quite a bit here. But being a field trial dog, he should be able to line him up and let Lick take care of his business here.
This pair love to go pheasant hunting. Gary says that Lick's really only reward he requires just a little ear rub if he does well. And he's done fairly well on the second mark.
Okay, what he's doing right now is lining him up on that cheating mark. What the judges have done is kind of pinched one right on the other side of the water right there. And the fact that he didn't see this mark may work to his advantage, because if he had seen it, it would be so easy for him to skirt that bank, and the judges are going to hit him with about a 25-point penalty there. So let's see if he can handle him through this thing.
Working on long marks. That's what Gary says this team has to concentrate on. We will see 6 dog and handler teams today. The top 3 from our competition today will go to the finals here in Northfield.
He's handled him on every mark so far. $45 points, but being a field trialer, I know he's really going to be apt to run straight lines here. So let's see if he can kind of make this thing happen on the blind.
Back.
You look out there and you see more and more trails push through that underbrush the longer this competition goes on. Is that a distraction?
As a handler, when you're lining your dog for the blind, you want that perfect path between point A and point B, that straight line. If they get in some of those paths that have been carved out, it can get into a handling nightmare. Tommy, he's got to fight through all this suction from those right-hand marks and keep that dog left to get him to the blind.
Now, why did the right-hand marks serve as suction? Why did they pull him offline?
Well, he's had success there 2 times in a row. So his tendency to drift right is going to be there because he didn't see that mark fall.
All right, a total of 47 points for Gary Amlickson and Lick. We have more to come, including our youngest handler when we return on the Super Retriever Series.
Dwayne Bickle from Fort Atkins, Wisconsin. Dog is known as Donnybrooks' homeboy. We call him Homer. Kind of a last-minute thing. Dog belongs to a friend named Dev Janes. I've never handled a dog. He spends probably about 110 days duck hunting, so a lot of natural instincts on his part.
47 is the number to beat. 47 by Gary Amlickson and Lick. Homer again, another smallish size black lab.
He looks like a speed demon. I'd love to tell you a bunch of stuff about him, Tommy, but all I know is that he's a master hunter. He's a late entry. He jumped in here to see what he could get done.
No lack of enthusiasm there. Really getting up and down. A lot of vertical action.
He's actually done better than anybody else in this flight on that first mark. Let's see how he does on the cheater over here.
Again, we're looking for a dog who doesn't run the bank on this particular mark right here, and looks like getting the job done.
Stay wet, keep your course, straight line to the mark. That's what the judges are looking for. That's short mark, about 75 yards.
None of our dogs so far has had any trouble with the short mark.
No. Couple whistles there.
I guess I jinxed him.
Tommy, you got to quit.
I got to stop that. All right, 25 points thus far for Dwayne Bickle and Homer.
Dead. Mark, watch him. Mark.
These two are a little unfamiliar with one another. He's going to get a few penalty points here.
Just bad conduct at the line. Huh?
Just a little unsteady, yeah. Just not something that we want in the duck blind for sure.
Here comes the blind retrieve. This is certainly not fun and games here.
He's scalloping to the right there.
Back.
There we go. Got to get it a drink. Knows it's a long swim.
This is a hard one to break in on with an inexperienced team. You've got a lot of different conditions dogs aren't used to. Television cameras for one thing. A big crowd on hand here in Northfield today.
A lot of tough factors. He's got all that suction to the right from those earlier marks. He's got to keep pushing him left. I'm impressed.
It's a good job.
I'm impressed. Maybe enough to carry him on.
Certainly our best score thus far today for Dwayne Bickle and Homer. Ready for our next team to take the mark, a unique team.
I am Zach Freiberg from Big Lake. I am 12 years old. Pro Rivers Ripon Paco. He's 7 years old. I spend a good bit of time with Paco, probably about 3 or 4 days a week, about half hour to an hour a day. It would be nice if I could win and hopefully keep going in the contest.
12 years old and going up against the big boys. This will help you learn a lot of things really fast.
I'm telling you, they threw him right in the middle of the frying pan, didn't they? I don't know if I should really say good things about Al, his dad, or...
Good boy!
Well, he has obviously a lot of confidence in Zach, and of course that's so far warranted. A good retrieve on that first mark.
He's a tough kid. I mean, I had an opportunity to talk to him a little bit earlier, and He's confident. He knows what he's doing.
Paco has the senior hunter designation from the American Kennel Club. Now, compared to most of our dogs here, which have the master hunter, what does that tell you, Justin?
Well, he's just a few legs short, Tommy, so he's close. He's 7 years old, and he's an easy-going dog, so I think that's the reason he and Zach get along real well. He did a nice job on the go bird, so let's see what happens on this cheating mark. He's wanting to fade right. He's trying to keep him left. No, he's scalloping. He's taking the cast. He's turning the right shoulder, but he's still going back the way that he wants to go. He's kind of turning him off.
Well, what is it that makes the dog go in the opposite direction of the cast?
I think Paco's sure that mark failed to the right. What he's got to do is get some trust in Zach right now and listen to what he's trying to tell him. He's brought him all the way back in. He's not going to quit. You know, most people, or most men.
They would have picked the dog up by
exactly.
now.
He's going to stay with it.
I think Zach can certainly tell that the crowd wants him to hang in there.
Yeah, he's a big-time favorite. They're all pulling for him. He's close. Yes, sir.
Paco's got it. So they're going to continue on.
He's going to stay with it.
You see the points there. They're probably out of this competition so far as making it into the finals. But, hey, this is good experience, as we said before.
That's right. He's tough. I'm telling you, he's got a lot of confidence.
Back!
You know, and really, other than that mark, Tommy, he's done a nice job. I mean, see what happens on this blind. They could really fall apart, but still, he's done a nice job. He's got him on line going in. I mean, Zach is 12 years old, but he knows what he's doing at the line.
Zach Freiberg, his favorite thing to do is hang out with his dad, work on dog handling and training. Got the blind, but just too many points. It's going to have to be another day for Zach Freiberg and Paco.
I know his dad's got to be proud. I mean, the fact that he didn't quit is wonderful. What a kid.
Homer's still in the lead in our Super Retriever series from Northfield, Minnesota. 3 more dogs yet to run. We'll have that for you when we return. We are back to Northfield, Minnesota, the Super Retriever series here at Oak Ridge Kennels, not too far from the Twin Cities area. And coming up next, Steve Smith and his dog, Louie.
Steve is a pro, so Louie ought to be in good shape here. Uh-oh, we got a little trouble on that mark.
That is a bad look right there. Obviously, we're not getting that mark. All right, everyone on the same page for that one.
Right. See if we can pull him to the right.
Okay. That's the go bird right there.
Seen that one.
And there we go. Steve, a professional trainer and handler, has been doing it for some years now. Trained his first client dog in exchange for a pizza. Have you ever done that?
No, not at all.
Would you be amenable to that?
There's some times that I would consider it. Nice job on the go bird.
Excellent.
Stepped on it. Yeah. You know, they're having a lot of difficulty with this concept right here. The judges did an excellent job setting this mark up.
It looks like Louie's got the situation well in hand, but he may have outrun things.
Yeah, got to get him in a little bit now. Little come-in whistle there.
Leading team so far, Dwayne Bickle and Homer, 39 points. Gary Amlickson and Lick right behind them with 47, but we're having trouble with a second mark here for Steve Smith.
This is purely a conceptual mark that the judges have set up. If a dog hasn't been trained to the level to understand what his handler is asking him to do, when he sees that picture, he's going to be in trouble. I believe what's happened right here is they weren't able to gather the concept at all. Steve and Louie will have to work hard to fight again another day.
So Dwayne Bickle and Homer still the leaders at 39 points. Coming up next, one of the pre-competition favorites here, Doug Janes. The dog is Wager.
Tommy Wager is a hard-running dog. He's a lot of fun, but he has a tendency to get a little loose. So let's see if Doug can hold on to him.
2 points already for unsteadiness at the line. Appear to have marked that one. Getting ready for the go bird now.
Let the fun begin.
Sit. Here.
All
Here.
right.
No, here. Sit. Sit.
No, he's over the line there. They're going to hit him with a braking penalty. If you step a half an inch over that red line right there, you get a braking penalty. It's all black and white.
Well, here's what you're talking about. Tremendous enthusiasm on the part of this dog. 7 years old, this Labrador Retriever.
He's having a lot of trouble on this go-bird. I thought Wager marked that thing fine. It looked like he was in good shape there.
Doug James certainly has an impressive resume. Over 100 master hunter dogs he has handled or trained.
You know, he runs the Donnybrook Kennel there in Wisconsin, which is one of the largest facilities in the northern part of the United States. They do an excellent job. Getting close.
We thought he'd had it right there. All right, that was a tough one there. 59 points on the first mark.
Where's that mark?
Very
Here.
difficult to overcome.
Here. Watch. Here. Wait.
Let's see if he takes the right line here. Nice job. Very nice. Took a straight line from the line to the mark. That's exactly what the judges are looking for when they set up that concept.
Wait.
Comes the short mark.
Right. Come on, Dad.
If you'll notice, Tommy, he's telling him dead. He's
Sit.
chewing him right now to let him know, hey,
Sit.
relax. Let's work with me on this blind, okay? Work with me. Nice line there. Oh, got a little pop there.
What do you mean by pop?
What he did, Tommy, he turned and looked for direction. He got a little confused. The only bad part about that whole deal is it shows a lack of confidence. And so if you've got a little too much pressure on your dog during training, they'll have a tendency to turn because they don't want to make a mistake.
Well, it's a bad one. That penalty right there will cost you 5 points.
It is a tough penalty, especially when you've got 59 points on the go bird and you're fighting tooth and nail to stay in this thing like Doug is right now.
Well, he's not helping the points cause they're running out of the handler's box.
He's got to stay in that designated handler area right there. He's just so wound up about getting that dog to the blind, he's not thinking about where his feet are. It's not helping. Got the job done.
Yeah, Wager's got it there, 107 points. So this team definitely on the bubble with one more team left to go in our Super Retriever Series.
He's so anxious, he can't wait for the other dogs to go. He wants to go right then. We have trouble just hanging on to him. That's probably our biggest problem with him.
Well, Moose will be loose in just a moment. More Big Air when we return. We are back in Northfield, Minnesota. The Super Retriever Series. More Big Air dogs on the way. And here they come. Brett Maliner and Moose, and he is a moose.
What a tank. You know, all Brett needs is a set of skis.
That's right, a set of skis or maybe even a whole sled. I think Moose could pull it for him there. Just get your hands off of that leash before you turn it loose.
This is incredible.
Big, powerful dog, so obviously he's got a lot of ways to propel himself through the air.
Here we go.
Come on!
Oh, good jump. Best jump so far, 20 feet, 8 inches. Just wait and see what this one turns out to be, but that looked a little bit better. Yes, 21 feet, 3 inches.
Very nice.
You can see there that wind blowing straight across the competitors now, so it's really not either aiding or hindering them in any way.
This is the body style you're looking for right here. Lanky, strong. I'm anxious to see what she can do here.
Haley is from Bloomington, Minnesota, Yellow Lab.
Sit. 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 Haley!
Oh, did you see that perfect takeoff? As much height as Ruger, as much speed as Tucker, and check this out.
Oh, that's incredible.
And it is a new world record for Haley, 23 feet, 4 inches. Haley, the undisputed leader of the 6 dogs who will advance to the next level of competition. Let's get back to the retriever trials.
Our last competitor in the flight, Leslie Ray Carnes and Flash.
Well, 107 is the number they have to beat. That was put up by Doug Janes, who works out of the same kennel over there in Wisconsin.
Little hometown competition going here. I don't think Flash locked in on that last mark.
Sit.
Flash is a 7-year-old black Labrador retriever.
No, here. Heel.
A
No.
little unsteady there. I think the judges may have hit him with a break. It didn't look like he crossed from our vantage point, but they've got a much better angle than we do. Well, for not being locked down on that go bird, he's taking a pretty good line.
Seems fairly confident. Leslie Ray says she's trained all the breeds, handled all the breeds, the Flatcoats, the Chesapeakes, the Golden, likes the Labradors the best.
Flash.
You know, she came up with Jackie Mertens, silver medalist from the
Great
2001.
outdoor game,
Right,
yes.
right. So she's been around the game quite a while.
Over.
The second mark has been troublesome to several of our teams today.
I never imagined, Tommy, it would cause this much trouble.
Over.
And not the sort of trouble generally that we were expecting. There hasn't been a whole lot of bank running. But a good job
I didn't
there.
know it was
Fairly
there.
solid.
That drop's going to cost her 2 points.
Sit. Heel.
Over the line there.
Sit.
A little 2-point unsteady.
Sit. Sit.
All right, Flash
Flash.
is bigger than Leslie.
Just about. He's a big Labrador.
He is. I know she hates to burn one on this right here. Fairly simple mark.
Well, you know, I think he knew where they were better than I knew where they were. Sorry, bud.
Well, that's good teamwork then.
That's a good attitude.
Leslie also spends lots of hours being a judge in competitions like that. She says you really have to do both tasks in order to get a well-rounded approach to the sport.
Going for the blind. She's still in this thing, Tommy.
Absolutely. Just got to keep it under 107 points.
Then you know who she kicks out if she does that.
Yes, that's right. Her co-worker, her buddy there, from the same kennels over in Wisconsin.
This could be a very difficult ride home for Doug. And
Oh, it will be for someone.
that's a long way out there. Fighting that suction.
There we are, right on it, and made it look easy.
They're going to live to fight another day.
Absolutely. Leslie Ray Carnes and Flash will be there. Also, Gary Amlickson and Lick and Homer. Dwayne Bickle will be in our final 6 who'll compete for the championship next time in Northfield on the Super Retriever Series.